everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be discussing exceptions. An exception is defined as an event which occurs during the execution of a program that disrupts the normal flow of a program's instruction. Basically, an exception is an error. Let's look at an example of an exception. The variable that we will be using in this program is count. Count is going to represent the number of numbers the user wants to add together. And this is going to be an integer, so we type int. Next, we're going to call our input function because we will be taking a value from the user. And we want to have the question displayed, how many numbers do you want to add together? And now we're going to run our program. Now we're going to type, let's say we're going to type 3. Okay, that worked. Now the computer is waiting on the next line of code. So now what about if we type, okay, so what if we run the program again and we type letters instead of a number? Let's say we type the word the. Okay, you notice that we get an error. And the error says it's a value error. So today we're going to learn how to use the try except block to eliminate these type of exceptions. When using a try except block, we're telling Python to try running some code, and then you tell Python what to do if the code results in a particular kind of error or exception. So in our example, we're going to put the user input inside the try block. So let's type that now. So above the word count, we're going to type the word try. This is going to be our try block. And since it's our try block, everything that's in the block will need to be indented so Python will know that that code goes with the try. So if the code in the try block doesn't work, Python will look for an except block that matches the error that was raised. And the code that's inside the except block is going to tell Python what to do next. Alright, let's type our except block. In our except block, the word except will not be indented because it's a new block. So in our error is value error. So we're going to type except value error. So if there's a value error, we want Python to print out invalid number. Now let's run our code. Alright, so say for instance that we want to type the word the again. So as you can see, Python doesn't give us an error. Instead, it types invalid number. If we run our code again and we type in a valid number, it accepts it. Next, I'm going to show you what to do if you type an invalid number. We want the program to go back up and ask the question again, how many numbers do you want to add together? So if the user types in an invalid integer and we want the program to go back and loop back up to the question, how many numbers do you want to add together, we're going to have to put the try except block inside of a while loop. So let's type one. So we're going to type while true. And now we're going to tab over. Tab everything over so it'll be included inside the while loop. Alright, now we have everything inside of our while loop. Now while true, that's an infinite while loop. It's just going to keep looping around. It doesn't matter if the integer is invalid or not. So let me show you. How many numbers do you want to add together? 2. The program will keep asking you the same question because it's inside of a while loop. It'll keep asking the same question. Now, if we don't want this program to keep asking the question over and over again, and we want it to in fact stop after it gets a valid number, we're going to have to type the word break right before we get to the except block. So we're going to type break. Now when we run the program, how many numbers do you want to add together? 4. It accepted. Let's type it again. So if we type the word the, it types invalid number and then it asks the user how many numbers do you want to add together. We type S. It says invalid number. Now it has a valid number. Now the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to have our program ask the user to input the numbers that they want to add together. And we're going to store these numbers inside of a list. And we're going to name this list numbers. So we're going to type numbers. We're declaring our list. Next, we're going to declare a counter variable, which is going to be called X. And this counter variable X is going to count how many times the program loops around. The next variable that we're going to declare is Y. And we're going to set this equal to 1. And this variable is going to count how many numbers the user wants to add together. Now we're going to start our while loop. While X is less than count, we're going to try numbers.append. And remember, the append method adds numbers to our list, and the numbers that we're adding will be float values. Now we're going to type, please enter number, and the Y represents the number. It's counting the numbers for us. So it's please enter number Y. So if the user enters a valid number, our X value is going to go up by 1 and Y is going to also go up by 1. So we're going to type X plus equals 1 and Y plus equals 1. And if the user enters an invalid number, we're going to type except value error, and we're going to print to the screen invalid number. Once the user finishes inputting all the numbers that they want to add together, we're going to declare another variable called answer, and that's going to store the sum of the numbers that we added together. So we call the sum function, and we type numbers inside. Next, we're going to print a statement onto the screen using our F string. The answer is, it's going to tell us the answer. Alright, so let's run our program. So we want to add three numbers together. Please enter number 1. We'll type 34. For number 2, we're going to put an invalid number in. So we're going to type high. And it types invalid number, and then it asks you to please enter number 2. We're going to type please enter number 2, so we're going to type 89. Please enter number 3, we'll type 12. And okay, we're going to type the word answer. The answer is, okay, let's try it again. 3, this time we'll do 4. The answer is 242, and it worked. And that concludes our video for today. If you all have enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe buttons below. See you all next time. Stay safe.